Hello and welcome to another episode of Anime Masters of the Apocalypse EpiTalks. I am your host, Mass, and with me is my good old friend, Vlad.
Hey!
And this is the... What episode of EpiTalks is this? The third one, I think?
1, 2, 3. No. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And it's a special one.
It is.
Because we're not in our usual setup. We can actually see each other
Yes.
today.
We can see and touch each other.
Oh my god.
Yes. So if the audio is in better quality than it normally is, this is why. Because we're only using one microphone this time.
Yeah.
And we're using the expensive one.
Not my shitty headset.
But I wasn't gonna name names.
Turtle Beach.
So yeah, but we're back to talking about Vinland Saga. And this is episode 5 and 6. Yes. So yeah, let's get to it. So we'll start with episode 5. And this was the Canute episode.
Yes!
Canute the Great.
Oh, that was a great episode. It really grandified how much power what Canute have been doing all this time in this time skip we have had. Yeah, it was very. In the end of the episode, it was very exciting. But it was it mostly used the time to show us what standing he has in England right now.
Yeah, and how he gradually took out his rivals for the throne until he sat with the complete power. And also it shows how much morality that Knut has lost. And he still has some morality, but he also has lost a lot in terms of being, I don't know, like a good guy.
Yeah,
and he really has lost.
He was very pure in the first season.
Yeah.
Now he's a ruler.
Now he's the king.
He's a proper ruler.
Yes. He's the kind of guy I want to swear my loyalty to.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, drinking some
it's good.
tea here.
It's good. We can highly recommend if you're listening to this, take some tea.
Yes, it'll help you enjoy your anime. Also, one character we got to see again after a long while, Thorkel, the Tall.
Yeah, the beast, the man. He hasn't changed much.
No.
Everyone around him has aged.
But he was already old by the time.
Yeah,
of the
he
first
was.
season.
He was. You can't see it on him. See it on him, and you can't feel it on him. He is as powerful as he was.
He is as war-loving as he always was.
Yeah. Furthermore, I think they actually further solidified how it has he gone more extreme through the years. It almost feels like he's more hungry for that Viking death now than he were in the first season.
Maybe, one of the things in the first season that he did say that he hated to lose.
Yeah.
While here he complains to Canute about ending the battle because the other side was willing to surrender or something like that.
He didn't want to stop before they had destroyed them.
Yeah, the enemy. So, though it should be said, I think one thing that Thorkel has in this moment is he has that entire thing that now he's following Canute, so he has more expectations of everything that they're doing, as opposed to the last season.
Yeah. And Thorkel definitely also has more expectations to Canute and what he wants him to achieve.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like he's very satisfied in how he's achieving it. He really wants him to be this almost a warmonger.
No, I don't think he wants him to be warmonger. I think he wants him to accomplish something great, like that's beyond the norm.
But Knut has already accomplished so much.
Not at the point when they had that argument. He hasn't. They haven't conquered England yet.
Oh, yeah.
So to Torkel's eyes, Canute is still lesser than his father, Sweyn, who actually did manage to conquer England.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It will be exciting to see again. Torkel talked about the "don't come in my way" again. To see where will this take the plot. Will Knut fulfill that role, or will he? Sometimes later in the season, will he actually stand before Torkel and Torkel says, "Well, you didn't fulfill your end of the bargain. Yeah, I need to bring that axe down on your throat now, boy, or man, as he is now."
Yeah, so, he's a grown old man now.
Yeah, he's a grown old man.
Well, old man. He's a young adult.
He's a young adult. Yeah.
Also, well, we agree that a lot of the innocence from Canute is gone. His sense of justice is still very much there. Because there's one of the first scenes which really tells you all you need to know about Canute. Is that some of his men were doing the classic, raiding and pillaging. And then he calmly tells his, I don't know, advisor or what rank that guy is.
The bald guy.
Yeah, the bald guy. That didn't I, he calmly says, didn't I say that they shouldn't do that? It's like, oh well, yes, of course, but and then he says, go murder them and put their heads on a pike. Like, wow.
Yeah. He has
all business there.
Yeah, he has some clear visions of how he's going to conquer England and
how he's going to rule it.
Yeah, and pillaging is not a part of it.
Yeah.
So it's how does that match up to history actually? Is Knut seen as this righteous conqueror?
Okay, to a certain degree, yes, and also no. Like, he did conquer England, but it should be said that Canute very much embraced England, and that he did try as much as he could to make the English people accept him as king and take on as much as English culture as possible. Like he later becomes king of Denmark as well. But he actually, even though he was born in Denmark, he actually preferred England, and that was his main holding place. And he's also well known for the fact that he did not play favorites in his in the kingdoms he ruled, because there's actually a letter that survived from back then by Canute on his road to Rome at one point. But anyway, that's an entirely different story. Where he described his holdings as the king of England, Denmark, Norway, and some of the Swedes. And he always made sure that they were, all of it were equal. And also one of the things that Canute did was he actually stopped all Viking raids against England. So in that regard, the English actually got a lot from having a Canute as king, because he put a violent stop to all Viking raids against England.
Yeah. So we definitely see that portrayed in this episode.
Yeah, and it also should be said he called Canute the Great also in England. It's not just, he's very much remembered fondly in Danish history, but he's also remembered as one of the best kings that England has had in the medieval age. One English historian referred to him as the most successful Anglo-Saxon king. So, and that says something.
Yeah.
So he's still remembered fondly today in England.
Now that we talk about history, I'm not a history person. I'm not read in history, but it's interesting. Also, we get a little bit of history about the other king that has fled.
Ethelred.
Yeah, and we we get a little bit of hint of that. Maybe there will be some battle between them in the future episodes or something. Maybe we'll come back or something.
But he died in the episode. He got poisoned.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Like the episode ends with Knut becoming the king of all of England because all his rivals were dead.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The episode portrays it.
I'm stupid for the scenario where they tried to poison him and it didn't work, and then later it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. I would really. Should we go to the most interesting part of the episode? I really like the ending.
What part of
the place where he promptly put the man who tried to pay him off in place.
Yeah.
By living. That's so fucking badass. He walks out and this guy sees this enormous pile of wood and hay, and he just sets it on fire. And then in the distance we just see pyres and pyres and pyres and pyres burning, and he just talks to this man, and now if you don't do as I say, imagine England burning.
Yeah, essentially.
Like,
that's such a big power.
Badass, so cool. It's so non-violent, but it really sets a good picture. It's such a good visualizer for what will happen.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's scary, but it's very non-violent.
Yeah, and of course the scary part is the fact that for the guy watching it who gets scared by it, like he can only imagine like what will happen if it actually gets to that point.
Yeah.
So of course it ends up becoming an even bigger threat than if Knut had actually gone ahead and done that.
Yeah.
So
again, the loaded weapon is more scarier than the one that's fired.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah, and also what I love about that is it again shows Knut's sense of justice, where he tries through like trickery and psychology and all of that to get them to bend the knee. But he is willing to go all the way. Like, I am 100% sure that if he had not surrendered, Knut would have actually gone ahead.
Yeah.
And burned it down.
Oh, and the picture of him walking on that pile of gold.
Yeah, and him just saying, like, this is nothing.
Yeah!
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, but again, he is so right, because the price of all the land he will have is so much more than this gold.
Well, how much was it? Like I think they mentioned like how much weight in gold it was, but yeah.
But again, the man I don't remember his name. The guy who tried to pay him off again. He tried to do the same as previous generation did to the Vikings again.
Yeah,
paying them off to go back to Denmark.
Yeah, which honestly,
and that would maybe have happened earlier, but not with Knut and not with Sven. They had bigger plans,
bigger ambitions.
Yeah, bigger ambitions.
They were gonna stay.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
So that's fun, cool. So now to this episode, the sixth.
No, I want to talk about. They mentioned how Knut killed his rivals, like the other English kings, where they mentioned that he got the knocking is not forced.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Just so you know. Okay, anyway, they mentioned that he got poisoned, but like in real life he probably didn't get poisoned. Like he was an old guy, and by that point it makes sense for him to die. So most likely in real life he didn't get poisoned by Knut. Also his son, who took over the cause in quotation marks there, like Edmund Ironside, most likely he also didn't die of poisoning. He probably died. The most likely scenario that historians believe is that he died of injuries that he suffered in battle. But
but they take creative liberties.
Yes, and creative liberties to this extent is fine. Like personal opinion, but I believe that creative liberties to this extent in historical source is fine.
Yeah, it makes a better story in this case. So yeah, you're totally right on that regard. Yeah.
So yeah, that was the Canute episode.
Very great episode.
Looking forward to seeing more Canute.
Yeah. I'm looking very forward to see how are they going to weigh these two storylines with Thorfinn and Knut, or are they at all going to? Are we gonna have something like two separate storylines in this season, or are they actually going to weave sometime? I can't tell. You know, because you've read. So
yeah, I read the manga, but I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah.
So anyway, episode 6.
Yeah.
So we're back in the farm, and well, the basic plot of the episode is that they're having trouble with all the farming because it's very rough labor, so they need a horse. And they end up doing some work for an old guy, and they end up getting the horse. Yes.
But they find out that old guy is what
Sverker, was that his name?
Yeah, but who is he? The father of
father of Ketil.
Yeah, father of Ketil. Yeah.
The owner of the farm.
Yeah, and that I don't know exactly what to think of Sverker.
Yeah.
Ketil's dad. I don't know what to think of him yet. Maybe he's just he has some sympathy for these two slaves.
I think not so much he has sympathy for slaves, but he has sympathy for workers, like he said.
Yeah.
Like he respects honest work on a farm.
Yeah. Again, he has Snake living in his house. Yeah. Who's not doing anything.
Well, he says they do stuff during the night against thieves.
Yeah. So yeah, it seemed like in this episode they hinted at that maybe sometime in the future there will be a fight that will destroy the whole farm or something. Because Snake talked about if a 60-man army or something came to the farm, they couldn't hold it.
They wouldn't have enough manpower to protect the farm.
Yeah, because it's too big an area for too little manpower to.
Yeah, I think Snake said they only had like 13 warriors or something.
Yeah, not enough. So yeah, it's almost seemed like, and again I don't know, in the start of the episode. They showed a snake almost eating a
bird.
Yeah, I don't know. It could maybe hint at two things. Maybe it's again man cultivating and disturbing nature, and nature is this process of things eating other things, or maybe it's a foreshadow this peaceful little nest bird living here. Oh yeah, it's gonna be ambushed
by an even larger predator.
Yeah. So don't know. It heavily seemed like they were hinting at something coming that will turn Thorfinn Einar's world completely around. So yeah.
What I like the most about this episode is actually further progress in Thorfinn's character, where we see how much he starts to appreciate and actually get a sense of, I would say, love for like agriculture and everything that's in creating that lifestyle, like farming and wheat and All that.
Simple things.
Yeah, simple things in life.
It's very interesting to see how much of that he has missed out on, quote unquote, because he has been,
Well, he's been out raiding his
he's
entire
been
life.
out raiding his entire life. So this is a completely new part of life he needs to learn about. Luckily, Einar knows a lot about it.
Yeah, he grew up on a farm in England.
Again, It also it's cool. Again, we talk when just saying we have just seen the newest episode.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about how cool. Again, Einar talked a lot about the plow and how much a plow costs. Again, he talked about back at his home. 8 family shared a plow, and he talked about what was it called? Ketil, that he has 3 plows. He must
Wasn't
be
it like 4 or something?
4 plows or something. He must be rich. It's cool to see. Oh, okay. Back then, agricultural technology wasn't something you just had or could.
No, it was very valuable.
Yeah, it was a craft in making them, and afterwards a craft of having them, using them, and maintaining them.
Mm-hmm.
Again, he as I remember, he saw a root, and he stopped because he didn't want to break the plow.
Yeah, because they're very valuable.
Yeah. It's things like that, small things like that really cements it in a time. Again, I have no I don't even have the baseline of knowledge in agriculture, but I really felt watching those interactions with Einar and Thorfinn and this plow, that I got a snippet of knowledge in that regard. That was cool.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting that I don't have any interest in agriculture technology, but by this episode, I have a small idea how much a plow is worth back then. So cool to see.
Yeah, it's funny that this entire arc is actually has gotten kind of like a nickname by fans. They call it the Vinland Saga, which totally fits this arc.
Viking Farm Simulator.
Yes, exactly. Made that video game.
Yeah. Ooh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
You don't get any of the raiding parts. You
No.
only get the farming parts.
Yes.
And actually, it's such a loss every time the Vikings go on raid, because you don't have anyone back.
Or you don't have any manpower.
Yeah, you don't have any. So you need to stretch your resources through the time that all the Vikings are raiding, so you can keep up the farm at home.
Jesus, that's actually really funny.
That's a good concept. I hope it won't be too long before we see the handmaiden. I don't remember.
Oh, the girl. She's also a slave, so I don't think handmaiden's right.
Yeah, but
The slave girl.
Yeah, the slave girl.
Anade.
Yeah, Anade. Yeah, I really liked Einas and her interaction. I hope we will see it again. And what about the young master?
Omar.
Omar,
What's his name?
Kid's son.
Yeah.
So at episode 4 he was promptly put in his place again. And yeah. So I'm excited to see how he is going, because we didn't see much of how he's coping with that. So I'm interested to see. Okay, that didn't work. How is he going to cement himself as a man now?
Yeah, it's interesting that we slowly get introduced to more of their family and how different each generation is.
Yeah, I didn't expect we would expect that we would get any more of Keith's family, but he is his dad, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
You know, it gotta be just a little bit stressful for Kessel. The fact that his dad has a completely different viewpoint than he is, and also his son has a completely different viewpoint than he is.
Yeah, and he's just trying to keep up this massive farm with slaves and yeah.
Like he's trying to be rich.
Yeah.
Like really and become even more rich.
Yeah.
He's trying to be the richest guy in Jutland or something.
Yeah.
That's also why we heard something interesting where apparently 2 times a year he brings a large amount of tribute to the King of Denmark.
Oh yeah.
King Harald. Who, by the way, is Canute's brother. His older brother.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have no idea how that will complicate the story, but it will be.
Well, since you know that Canute will at some point in the future become King of Denmark.
Oh.
Then you know something's gonna happen.
Yeah. What will that happen in this season? Will it happen?
Well, I won't spoil it.
No.
But
I'm just saying what I'm excited to see. What will happen? What will not happen? What? Yeah. But yeah, it will. What will make Knut go back to Denmark? Oh, my brain. It wraps around.
Also, one thing I noticed about this episode specifically, though, it might just be because when we watch it, I was using a bigger screen than I normally watch it from. I normally watch it on my iPad on a small screen. But this time, because I watched it with my good old friend, we were watching on a much bigger screen than I usually do. I noticed that the background just looked a lot more beautiful than I regularly see it.
Yeah.
But again, it could just be because it's a bigger screen. I just noticed the background looked very beautiful.
Yeah.
So props to the background artist, doing a good job.
They are not appreciated enough in the whole industry.
Is anyone appreciated enough in the industry?
Probably not.
Like, really?
All the work. Well, that's so sad about the anime industry. It's only really noticed if there's something that looks wrong.
Yeah. Then they will get hammered.
Yeah, and every time it's just beautiful, and everyone shrugs their shoulders. Oh, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
No, it takes time. So yeah.
No. Also, one thing that also stood kind of out, like we've already seen this before, but I felt like mentioning it, that we can really see how when we look at both Thorfinn and Einar's bodies, like how gruff their skin is.
Yeah.
You can really see all the tough farm work they've been doing with their hands.
Yeah, the close up of their hands and that's after they got the horse.
Like I can't imagine the amount of hard work they're going through every day, and that's without probably eating.
Yep.
Like they're not eating properly.
Yeah. They looked surprised when Sverkel invited them for food. It's just I was expecting to go and sleep hungry today.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
Slavery is hard. Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah.
And they are the lucky ones.
Oh yeah.
So
that time.
Yeah. Anyway, is there anything more I want to bring up?
I can't come up with. Maybe a small character change again. It happened. I actually think it happened back in episode 4 or something. But Thorfinn, you can see not just a change in his demeanor, how he interacts with people around him, but also visually he has pulled his hair back. He's more open. He doesn't have his hair in front of his face anymore.
Yeah, he's got more life.
Yeah.
So he's beginning to see the value of living again.
Yeah.
And you can see that in how he's taking care of himself.
Yeah, and that again, and if if nothing else, it's definitely visualized or more. You can see it in the end of episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where he said Agnes his friend. Oh, it's just,
that was so
that's
beautiful.
so fucking heartwarming.
That was so wholesome.
Yeah.
Where Thor in his first like surprise, like, we're actually friends.
Yeah.
And Einar's like, of course we are, dude.
Yeah, it's almost he needed to rediscover. Oh, friends, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he stopped before he threw the
weed.
Yeah, the weed seeds out on the field and said, oh, yeah, friends was a thing back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I can have that again.
It's kind of funny that also like in the original season, one of the first opening where it says like something like live in a dog eat dog world, where basically like he was living in a world where no one was your ally really. They were only like temporary on the same side because they both get something out of it. There was none of the people he was in Escaland's like band friend in any capacity. So yeah, it almost like he has to rediscover the concept
of friends.
Yeah, which is really sad, but also so
heartwarming.
Yeah, heartwarming to see.
It was a great note in the end of the episode.
Yeah. So also one thing I just kind of remembered that I want to bring up is that also one of the first episodes of the first season, we actually had a scene where Thorfinn talks to a slave girl, and where he says like in that small conversation like if he were ever to become a slave, he would kill his master and run away. And where she said that like she could never do that. And now here we are. He's a slave and he's much more broken than she was back then. So it's kind of like I guess karma.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was great. A couple of great episodes. Looking forward to more. So thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe and comment down below. And we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.